Muchachos y muchachas, guys, this has been a very busy past 24 hours, okay? Balenciaga, we've been keeping up with the whole scandal and the controversy ever since their whole photo shoot that involved children holding inappropriately dressed items. We all thought that the rabbit hole just stopped at the court document being, found as an Easter egg within the purse spread. In which it described, the expanded definition of a child, CSAM definition or whatever. Anyway, lo and behold, we were wrong, because when Balenciaga replaced these images on their social media as well as their website, they replaced it with adult modeled spreads for their campaign. But as you zoomed into the back, then you found these very questionable artists on the stack of books. You put these artists' names in search engines and you wish you never did. However, I have an explanation as to why we need to keep being transparent about this. This is not going away, especially if we keep just turning our eyes and turning our heads away from this. It's not going away. And so with that, we do need to talk about this. We need to talk about how problematic it truly is. With that being said, hold on to your butts, secure your wigs, stay right there. We're going to go through it. Before we get into it, I'd like to talk to you about saving money on your power bill with the sponsor of this video, 𝘏𝘏𝘮𝘢. As you all know, temperatures are dropping. If anything, they're already dropped, depending on what part of the country you're in. And you also know that our utilities, our power bills have gone up. Yes, they have. They have for me, at least. I don't know about you, but they have for me. And so with that, using these little gadgets that will help you save on your power bill are especially important. 𝘏𝘏𝘮𝘢 will do that for you. 𝘏𝘏𝘮𝘢 is a plug-in heater in which heats up specific parts of your home, in which you will save on your power bill holistically, because you won't be using the heater to overheat your entire place. So you just use a little bit in order to meet the heating standard, right? So 𝘏𝑚iniheater.com, you can get your own little heating device. That's 𝘏𝑚iniheater.com. Don't overspend on your power bills this winter. All right, everyone. So let's just transcend through all of this madness, right? So once again, if you guys are not following me on social media, you're going to want to follow me here. This is where I post my digs throughout the day. And, you can kind of keep up to date throughout the day without, before waiting for a video to come out. Now, we all thought that this rabbit hole was going to stop at the court document that was found as an Easter egg within the Balenciaga photo shoot with the purse. But lo and behold, we were wrong. They replaced their images of the children with these images of adults. And within this image of a redheaded model, when you zoomed into the back where there were books, you found the names of these artists. The top book on the stack had a name by the name of Michal Bormans. And as you inputted that in a search engine, if you're like me, you would have been absolutely horrified. Okay, now let's talk about the theme of this first artist. Okay, now there are mixed themes and mixed works of is it Michal? I think it's Michal, whatever, Bormans. The first horrific theme that I will describe is dark, ritualistic, occultic, and then it ties into maimed children who are playing with or curious about appendages that are sitting on the ground. Some images of maimed children, which is very disturbing. Look, I don't see how anyone can interpret this as art and say, oh, well, it's just a form of expression. It's dark. It's interpretational. I'm sorry, but any form of imagery depicting, oh my gosh, this is just now getting to my head right now. I'm sorry, I just had an aha moment and I've got to say it before I forget it. So remember the court document where it's the Ashcroft versus the Free Speech Coalition, in which, you know, it's basically arguing that, you know, the definitions of child, you know, shouldn't cross with items or, you know, illustrations of children depicting children that are not actually children. So they could be cartoons, they can be this and that, blah, 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 right? This artist, 𝘵𝘐𝑗𝐻, you know, 𝘏𝘠𝘮𝘮, actually had paintings of children, you know, missing their articles of clothing and covered in blood and picking up limbs off the floor. One child with their appendage sliced off. Okay, I don't know what that means, but I think I'm going to make a dig on that later, okay? I literally, as we're filming, just got that aha, okay? Anyway, there are more themes to these paintings. I mean, the black robes and the cone, you know, hoods on these black robed adults, and then there's a black robed child that they're holding hands with. And, you know, it just continuously gets worse and worse and worse. And there are other themes of paintings, but a lot of them have these, you know, moods of submission and, you know, domineering. I mean, it's just really sick when you think about it. I mean, holistically, it doesn't look good that this artist has the intent to paint these themes, right? So, you know, you won't get it unless you go search this on your own. That's Michael Borman's. And listen, I'm going to also say this, okay? I know that these things are uncomfortable. I know that these themes are uncomfortable, but you have to understand that the bigger industry individuals find this entertaining. They want to be able to get away with this. They want this to be their little secret. Our lines are being blurred every single day when it comes to children, okay? Many industries want your children. They want them in the schools. They want them, you know, in social interactions. They want their brain. They want their souls. And so you must be righteously provoked into righteous anger, okay? Not anger to lead you into sin, but righteous anger that provokes you into action, right? And we absolutely need to be transparent about this. This is not right. And so when you see something that's not right, you say something. And this is, I believe, a byproduct of us just having to take it and 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 take it up to a point where it's just too much. When do we say this is not acceptable? And I think this is the time where we collectively say this is unacceptable, right? And with that, you know, there was a secondary book, you know, and it didn't necessarily, I mean, there are a plethora of images and performance arts and things like this when it comes to the 𝘏𝘀 cycle. But there was a book at the very bottom called the 𝘏𝘀 cycle. Now this, actually, when you put it into the search engine, like I said, you're going to get a variance of things like, you know, cannibalistic performance provocateurs. Literally, like, they look like these really weird, dark, whimsical cannibals with napkins. Like, I don't know how to explain it, really. I mean, honestly, it's really inexplicable. These images are just, you need to go see them for yourself, and you'll get the descriptor by the feelings that it gives you. That's the best way I can describe it. But the 𝘏𝘀 cycle is actually described as a series of 5 feature-length films together with related sculptures, photographs, drawings, and artist books created by an American visual artist and filmmaker, Matthew Barney. Okay. And this has, you know, been a tour, or I don't know what to call it, exhibit, I don't know what to call it, but they've been going on since 1994. So if you can imagine, there are a plethora of things to go through, which I haven't even began going through that. Well, there was another possible Easter egg, and this one is, I mean, I just don't see how all of this can be a coincidence, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't see how all of this can be a coincidence. How did Balenciaga not know the child shoot, inappropriate bears, you know, the court documents, and then now these artists that seem inappropriate, especially that one painting these children, right? But then there was also this, I believe to be Easter egg, but I could be completely wrong. Now, behind this model who is standing, you will see what seems to be like a certificate of completion or something like that, where it lists the name John Philip Fisher. Now, as you input this in a search, what you're going to come across is a case where a man by the name of John Philip Fisher actually got charged back in 2018 for being an inappropriate adult to his grandchild, his granddaughter, from the age 4 to 16. Now, I personally don't know how many John Philip Fishers there are in the world. You know, I know that the combination of the names are common, like John is common. Fisher, I mean, it is a common name, but it's not so much common like, you know, Smith or Johnson or anything like that. But the combination of the names John Philip Fisher, I don't know how many probabilities there are that this could not be the same John Philip Fisher. But if it is indeed, which once again, I cannot confirm whether this is or is not because I don't know. But if it is indeed the John Philip Fisher that is, you know, reported to be this inappropriate grandfather that, you know, did very inappropriate things with his granddaughter, then I would have to say that these coincidences of all these themes seem to be nefarious. And once again, we need answers. Guys, I am just flabbergasted by all of this. Absolutely flabbergasted with all of this. I mean, the digs will continue. I will continue to look into this. I haven't had a chance to like sit down until now. And so, you know, as I prepare for Thanksgiving, I'm definitely going to kick back and hopefully make more digs. But with that being said, once again, follow me on social media because if I do more digs and if I take the day off tomorrow because of Thanksgiving, you will be able to find my day updates there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Guys, are there any discoveries that you have made through these images? Let me know what you think in the comments below or some of your discoveries in the comments below. Thank you all so much for your support. And listen, as we unite and we can meet in the middle of the bridge on something, and we can collectively use our voice to say this is not right, we can make a big difference in our world. And if we do that, what panic and shame would be instilled in these big corporations, these big fashion brands, these big stars, Hollywood? How big would that be that they have that sense of shame and panic if they were to do things that we all deem unacceptable and inappropriate? Think about it. So, guys, let's come together on this issue. Let's use our voices collectively and let's put an end to this horrific pandemic or epidemic, I should say, of, you know, thinking that children are just, they have the easy ability to be exploited, and that should not be the society we live in. Anyway, guys, I love you so much. I will catch you all in the next video. Bye-bye, and happy Thanksgiving, guys. Please be well, Please relax, kick back, and enjoy your food and your families. I love you all. I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.